Time for something big. Something bold. Something enormous.
It's huge!
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Nissan's Mike Tyson. Think Colossus with wheels. This is Japan's answer to Zeus.
Yes, folks, this is the Nissan Navara, the 3-litre DCI V6 version to be precise, which is soon going to be known as the Renault Alaskan or the Mercedes-Benz X-Class. At the moment, though, this is starting to feel a bit like Thor's paddy wagon. I can't think of another thing on the road that can actually carry that hammer.
We've all seen and heard of the massive quantities of space that pickups have, but what does the Nissan have?
A lot. No, really. A lot. It's practically a bed back here. A lot.
We have a bit of an issue here then. I've never been a fan of the pickup truck. Perhaps the Nissan will change my mind.
Consider this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Nissan, a Japanese car. Japanese cars are quite small normally. Not this. This is gigantic. This was clearly designed to go excavating Icelandic volcanoes. This is just bonkers how big this thing actually is. If you can imagine what the Incredible Hulk would look like if he felt, you know what, I'm not quite rough enough and big enough and mean enough, so I'll just have a monster before I go out with the boys. This is the car version of that. My first instincts are not great in terms of the throttle response. It's a bit lazy. Oh, really? So is the gearbox. It's an automatic gearbox, but with a car this big, I probably would have changed gear at least 5 seconds before the gearbox does. So that's a bit of a letdown. Although it decided to change it then. So what's wrong with you? Come on, we need a bit more response from the gearbox. Wake up! Wake up! Come on, wake up! Join the party! Very popular though, the Nissan Navara. Massive cars, massive sales. It's very clear that people like their pickups big. And this is ridiculously big. This is the 3-litre DCI V6 Outlaw. Yeah, this one's for the criminals. It's a double-edged sword, that name, isn't it? Outlaw. I mean, yes, you convey all of the meanness that you want to, that hard man image, that grrr, but at the same time, it's not the best word you could use.
Maybe I'm a bit of a coward, maybe I'm a bit of a yellow-livered, good-for-nothing fool, but this thing is just terrifying me.
I am paranoid about scratching this thing. It's very pretty on the outside. Considering it's a pickup, this is very pretty. I think it's the styling that's most impressive about this car, to be honest. This is a Nissan Navara, a pickup truck, and it just doesn't really feel like one. This feels more like a Land Rover. And interestingly, you can get a bit of speed up in this thing. Well, if you want to go down the beach and chase seagulls, you're really good with this thing. Oh, look at the widest car on the road. I'm terrified. I'm only doing about 40 miles an hour and I'm terrified. Get out of the way! It's really scary. I'm just not used to cars that are the size of the Sistine Chapel.
So, as I take a quick pause to gather in the beauty and splendour of the Essex countryside at sunset, I have to remind myself of something. This is no ordinary Nissan. In fact, this is no ordinary pickup. With its twin cabs, its incredible cubic capacity, and its magnificent spec. This is Nissan's answer to the pickup truck culture. And it wants to give it a little bit of glamour.
But that 3-litre DCI V6 engine is pretty spectacular. It channels 240 brake horsepower, which is a lot for a pickup actually. But it's not particularly impressive when you put it up against the Veyrons and the McLaren P1s of this world. let's just remember, this car is 207 inches long. 207 inches! And this thing is pretty much almost to the inch as tall as it is wide, and it is really wide. 73 inches wide to be precise. It's 72 inches tall. This is one of those rare moments when I find a car that's taller than I am. I don't think I'm cut out for the pickup truck culture. Change gear, change gear, change gear, change gear, change gear! How late was that? Change gear! Oh, I have to come off the throttle if I want to change gear. I want my manual back. I want my manual back. See, this is why I'm not fond of automatic gearboxes. However, there is one thing that I am impressed with this car, and it's the gadgets. I'm going to demonstrate. Now, this is your normal stereotypical CD player, but with a difference, because this one also has a built-in hard drive. This is practically an iPod in a car. It comes with its own iPod. The dials are not complicated. The heated seats are they're comfortable, actually. It's not bad. There's enough flair from the gadgetry, but it's not over the top. Just looking for flaws. I'm looking for flaws. And inside, I'm not actually seeing many. Interior, you can't really fault it. It's a good driver's car. It's good for the long journeys. However, driving it, I'm just a bit scared more than anything else. This is a scary car. Oh, it's not a car, is it? It's a pickup. It's a very scary pickup. So, on balance, Nissan-wise, I prefer the GTR. I prefer the GTR. That's a more fun car to drive. Where did we get this Americanization of the pickup truck culture from? Where did we get that? Why do we need pickup trucks? What's wrong with a Transit? What's wrong with a good old Transit? But this car does have a lot going for it. You know, the electric sunroof, the speed-sensitive volume on the stereo. Always very handy, that. MP3 hard drive, as we mentioned. Bluetooth, parking sensors, reverse camera and front camera, I believe, as well. We've also got the sat-nav, which is absolutely fantastic. And it's a dual-screen sat-nav. So I get the normal sat-nav view and I get the bird's eye view of the next turning coming up. Very good, that. Cruise control, climate control. Not a bad car.
So in a sense, this is Will Smith crossed with Billy Bob Thornton. But does it actually work?
Well, I've come to a conclusion, and for a lot of people it's not going to be a satisfactory one. I've discovered I don't like this. I want to, because inside it's a brilliant car. Everything about it is simplistic, it's not over the top, it's exactly how you want it. The trouble is, having all of that being spot on, connected to a car that is genuinely like driving a bus blindfolded around Leicester Square, it is so unwieldy. I just can't quite get used to it. I don't think I'm going to be comfortable, ever, driving a pickup. And this is supposed to be the pickup to have. Nissan are the kings of the pickup. Maybe it's just not for me. And I know there are people out there who are watching this thinking, it's an amazing machine and you are an absolute moron. I'll accept that. Maybe I am. But no, this one isn't for me. Sorry guys, I am going to leave the Nissan where it is for the benefit of somebody with a bit more sense than me.